let me showcase our second practical today. In the last week we have done the first practical, that is of the crypto. So that's I will give you the format. This generalized. This format is also available in your Teams folder, right? So this is experiment number 1 and 2. So right now we are going with the first experiment. So that is what your Caesar cipher. Okay. So in the yesterday kind of I think yeah, yesterday lecture and today lecture we have understood the Caesar cipher, what is the problems in the Caesar cipher, so and so on. So I have tried to prepare a generalized template, so that will be try to useful to those who are working on a kind of a project base in implicitly, or those who are working as an individual, whatever. Okay. So here experiment number this one is a second experiment. First one is the kind of introductions of your that crypto. So for that you don't require certain things here. It is like what are the introductions, and if you download it, what are the steps and everything. That's all you have to edit. Okay. So here in this experiment 2, this is our Julius Caesar cipher. So this will be the aim. Write a program for Julius Caesar cipher. If you are not comfortable with the aim, what you can do is you can download the course file from your Teams folder. Within the course file, there is one folder file I have uploaded. Within that, the list of experiment is there. So within that, you are getting this program. But let me tell you, the program is Caesar cipher. And in the introductions, you have to tell about what is the kind of some history about the Caesar ciphers, how it is useful. So whatever you are trying to crawl from the internet, that's you to try to put it here in terms of introductions. You can also put a diagrams also if you are able to get it diagrams. Okay. So that everything you have a freedom of putting here. There is no kind of page limit. It is up to you as far as you are well aware about what you are putting. Okay. So whatever you are writing, you are responsible for that, and you're supposed to get a kind of meaning of this thing. Now the next one is a program or a source code. So in terms of a program or source code, either the C, C++, Java, whatever you are comfortable, you can use. Make sure you are not allowed to use direct the function. If let's say if you are using a, for example, Python or C++, someone has done a kind of this Caesar cipher, you are just calling a functions. It means we are missing the what is the inside of the particular ciphers. Okay. So encryption and decryption, both the function you have to make it, make sure. Okay. So in all the programs we have encryption and we have decryption. You know the logic, you know what are the arguments. For that you can also refer a lecture slide, so that you will get to know what is the input. So generally in all the encryptions you have a key and plain text is the input, and in the decryptions key and the ciphertext, and then you are getting. Once you run the program in whatever the compiler, you are getting output window, right? So that output window you can put it here. Now plain text either you can generate within the program and you can try to do it, or you can try to kind of write a particular sentence and so on and so on according to the domain. So now according to your domain or a project, for example, if my project, or let's say the domain of, I will take it hospital management system, right? So what I can do is I can write a particular either that sentence, that okay, this patient is having this particular thing, so that a sensitive message I am going to write, and then I am going to encrypt, right? So for those you have to kind of preferably use those domain. And yes, similarly you can also try to use those domain in introduction too. For example, if you can find a certain kind of things in this domain regarding Caesar cipher, you can try to make it. Or generalize, I have given the next one is applications. So in that, apart from your domain or in general whatever the mention, you can mention what are the in general applications of that particular ciphers. Okay. If it is maybe useful now or it may not be useful, but whenever it is useful, where is it kind of a use, like Caesar cipher will become a kind of the benchmark, or this starting of, you can say, the ciphers. And right now we are studying those subject. Now one output other that I have put, that is of a crypto. So right now, once after I will discuss this thing, I am going to show you the use of Caesar cipher in a crypto, right? So either you can use the online or you can download the crypto, both things will be there. Also I have uploaded the source code file of a crypto in your Teams folder, so you can download. Yes, just check it out, 32 or 64 bit. I think maybe I have given a 64 bit because my machine is 64 bit. But if you're 32 bit, you can go to the crypto website and you can download. Now the next one is a cryptanalysis. Okay, so you have to write a kind of a comments in general that how according to you can try to cryptanalysis this thing. So Caesar cipher, all we know that we have to 26 possibilities, one of the that is correct. Okay, so that things you have to try to summarize here in a cryptanalysis. And similarly, whatever the upcoming programs will become, similarly you have to try to check it out, like in terms of next cipher, that what we have done it in terms of frequency analysis. So whatever the way that is mentioned in a online websites or research things, that this is the way the people are trying to attack on that particular cipher, that you can try to mention here. Okay, that is comes under the cryptanalysis. Now for the introduction part and for the cryptanalysis and for the applications, you have to refer a particular materials, right? Those who are working in a kind of implicitly project based, they have to work at their project based things, and from that they will get that particular applications or a cryptanalysis part and the introductions also. So when you are referring the online material, make a habit of reference. Now I think most of you or all of you know what do you mean by reference. I am here, like we are writing in a papers, right? So those we have taken the material from somewhere, we have to mention here. So here program is yours and output is yours. The other thing you have to refer, and then you have to write it down here, right? Because you haven't invented a Caesar cipher, that is already invented, right? So when you are mentioning something, like if you have taken the figure from somewhere, you require the proper citations. So that paper things of your DBMS now will be try to helpful here, so that for each program you have a reference is required, right? You cannot straight away write down, must make sure that you have a reference is required. It can be either a books or book chapters or materials or an online link or a paper, so and so on. Preferably see if you get the papers more, so that the research things will be also will be touched in these references. Okay, so whenever you are getting things, make sure the sentence you are not allowed to do a copy paste. I am right now not sure, I will make it surprise that maybe I'm going to check the paper, this files that you are uploading for a plagiarism, maybe I will. Okay, so I just don't want that the text part that you are writing, that's purely yours. Okay, you can refer, but when it is come to writing, you have to write in your own words. Okay, that's your, make sure in text part you have to maintain. For the figures, you have to give a proper citations. Okay, so that's part, please make sure. Again I tell to everyone, I'm not sure whether I'm going to check it or not, or I will, you will assume that it will be a surprise things. Okay, even if you are well aware that I have checked the many papers also in a time, so it means I can, if I want I can, but I hope that all you people are writing in your notes. So that's it. I want to make you people whole. Okay, and yeah, so any question in this format to anyone? I have put the word file of this thing in your folder, so whenever you have to upload, soon I'm going to create two teams in a teams for that. Okay, one for computer and one for ICT. So Jeet, you can just put a one message once I will create the teams, so that those who are not enrolled, please you can try to hide or leave the team, whatever is option is there. Also I will put a message to the class, so at least I will to try to tell those students who haven't taken the subject, at least they will try to hide the subject, because I am going to add the ICT 19, so the things will be there. Okay, so you have to upload a PDF file of this assignment, right? For all the programs, I will always give you 1 week time. Okay, so like from this week, you have actually two practicals. First is the crypt tool, but that is you have to take the screenshots and you have to put the link and etc. That's all. So from this week, you have a Caesar cipher. So the deadline of these two things, that will be your next kind of a Friday. So every time I will give you entire 1 week. Okay, even though if you can complete in 1 day, 2 day, up to you, but I will give you 1 week. So for all the practicals, I will try to put it when we are going in a third practical in the next week. So that's the time that this thing is going to be, deadline is end. Okay, that's where the things will be there. So I hope the 1 week time will be enough for you people to, so that you can try to do a certain applications and study. That's where I want to do it. So please don't make sure or don't try to put me that sir, again can you increase 1 day, 2 day, fine. Okay, I think 1 week will be fine enough for you people to work in this way. And every week we are going to do it one practical only. Okay, apart from if there is some holidays come on a Friday. Okay, next week Thursday there is a holiday. Okay, just for your informations, so there won't be a lecture on Thursday. So if there is some holidays,
what about
Monday,
Monday, sir?
Monday means next week Monday.
Yes, sir. 2 days
I have to
later.
check it. I have to check it out. I think I'm not sure about Monday because I'm not taking on Monday, so that's why I haven't checked it out. I have taking on Thursday and Friday, so that's I have check about Thursday. Hmm.
Okay, sir.
Okay, maybe let's say I will check it out if there is a holiday on Monday or not. But otherwise, anyhow, lecture is going to be start. You people, I think don't have to come to institute now. So that's you can check whether faculty has started lecture. It is working day in that. Okay. So any question in this template? I think I have tried to make it generalize with certain unique things so that you people will get a something feel and with touch upon some analysis also from your part.
Sir, what about the project work? Like how they should approach?
In the project, let's say if there are 2 or 3 students are working, that's actually like implicitly, for example, so that's why I take an example of hospital management system. So in that case, the introduction, script analysis or applications, you can try to map in that way.
Sir, for project we need to select some domain or like
Yes,
assignment
domain.
basic.
Yes, no, domain, but that in that domain you are applying these ciphers, right? For other students who are not in a project base, for them there is a generalized domain. They can take any domain, right?
मतलब
So
सर
I
जो
suggest
प्रोजेक्ट
that
बेस कर रहे हैं उसके अंदर हम जो डोमेन लेंगे वो हमको थ्रू आउट द ईयर वही डोमेन में काम करना होगा सारे असाइनमेंट्स.
semester year you want to make subject year no semester.
या सर मैं वही कह रहा हूँ कि लाइक अगर फॉर एग्जांपल हॉस्पिटल मैनेजमेंट
Exactly.
का डोमेन हम लेते हैं
Yes.
तो सारे
Yes.
के सारे असाइनमेंट्स हमको उसी डोमेन में काम करने होंगे.
Yes. Then it's become a project based. No?
ओके सर.
Okay. But make sure that if you're working on a project base, do some kind of your more and more thoughts, because if there are 2 or 3 students internally, I want that if I'm going to ask, because maybe I'm not sure whether I'm going to check for inter students plagiarism. So in that case, I'm not getting any list from the project from any students. But if I'm going to ask that, okay, this is what a project based, that student will tell this project based, then you can try to tell, okay, this is a work of a kind of a 3 or 4 students. So in that case, if you're working kind of combinedly, try to put some thoughts more in a kind of crypt analysis or introductions or applications, so that everyone will get their chance to learn the things.
ओके सर.
Okay. So just it will try to make you the real flavor of the project base. So you have to do a somewhat more study, and you have a limited domain for project base. For other students, they have their generalized domain, so that's why they are going to do it. So again, I suggest every students, write in your own words, do it yourself, so that even if there is a surprise checking, do we have a surprise checking? But that's supposed to be also surprise, so I'm not sure. So in that case, you are in a position to claim your answers, that this is what sir actually I thought, that's why I'm going to do it. Okay? And this will also try to be helpful to you in your unit evaluations in your mid-sem and end-sem also. So maybe directly or indirectly, actually from your answers or these things, I'm going to take something in your kind of the units, maybe exams. Okay, so that's why I'm going to take it. So that's why
Sir, if few of the
yes.
students are working on a project and so like their assignment would be same, so that won't create an issue, no?
Yeah, so that's why I told that if because I'm not going to ask the project names, but if I will do in whatever our analysis, if we come and if we are going to ask any question, then those students are in a position to justify.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so let me close this things, and I'm going to go with your next. Do we have to write a program for encryption or decryption? Vyom has asked. Vyom, you have to write both one program, but there are 2 functions. Okay, one is for encryption and one is for decryptions, and you can go with a switch case in a main or whatever the functions. From that, if the particular things is selected as encryptions, if you want the input is specified by the user, then the things will be work in that way. Or if you want, let the pre-specified inputs, like you will define the array and sentence you will define, and then you want to try to take it. If someone want to try to use the file system, that you have to open the file and then from the file you are taking, actually that is also I allowed. I have no any problem in that. Okay, but make sure in that case whatever the file that's you wanted, you will try to specify in the somewhere in the starting that in this program we are using the file, so that if I want to recheck your program, because you have to copy paste your source code. Okay, so if I want to run your source code, then also I'm going to do it. So that's what my planning is there. And maybe if I will allow in Teams 2 files, then I will sure that with your PDF you can also upload your source code file too. So that's I will check in a Teams while creating the assignments. Okay, so I'm going to rerun your program if I want by looking at the code, and I may ask you the question. So for every program, every that practicals, there will be a single program only. Okay, within the program you have to make both the functions, encryption and decryption both. Okay, now I will come to your crypto. So this is what again a crypto website. So if you're not aware, you can search this CRYPT. Okay, so this crypto will be there, and there are different languages that is which is. So I think so we are going with English language. So I am taking an online as of now example, but you can download and install. So I have also put the source code of that thing also. So let me take an example of a Caesar cipher, because you have to put a screenshot of, let's say for example in your program you have taken input as, okay, this is sample message. The same things you have to also feed here in the crypto also. So it's like using the simulator also you are getting the same answer, and using your program also you are getting the same answer. So this is what Julius Caesar, you can see they have put this animated things. So Caesar cipher is there. So like this is what for example one input, right? So now they are coming with different options. So I think as they have done everything is in a Python, so this is going to be loading. So let's wait to load for this thing. So now you can see here, this is 1, right? It is 1 is there. So it means whatever the character is there, we are going to add 1, right? So that is what the thing. If you want to increase, I will make 2. So here they have maintained that if there is a capital letter, it will map with the next capital letter, right, in a sequence. Okay, so that is the way they have to make it. So this is, you can see actually they have considered both the letters, capital and small. So that's everything. I will leave it to the particular students, because whatever the alphabet that you are taking, either you are taking capital, smalls, and even this is just, you can say, the rotations of that thing. That's where you have to try to maintain it, right? So even you can take a digits also, even you can take some point, whatever the possible things, everything is fine. Ultimately once you have a set of your alphabets, it is try to kind of rotations will be there. Okay, so here that is fine as of now. For a things you can go with either uppercase or lowercase or a combination, that is fine. Digits is maybe means case is fine. So once you take this thing, okay, and then you have to try to run the particular codes with whatever there is a whatever your message. This is a message. If you try to change the message, your again things is going to be changed here. So this is your output. So this screenshot you have to take it. So here you have to put the same things that you have feed in your program input, right? So once you give the input here, you will get it here. Now this is our N cipher. So if you want a decipher, it means what? A decryptions, right? So same another screenshot will be create of this thing. So one is for encryption and one is for decryptions. The same thing you have to generate for your program. So actually you have a kind of a 2 screenshots for your crypto part and 2 screenshots for your particular program part, right? One for encryption and one for decryptions, because you have implemented both the function in one program. So you have to take a kind of 2 screenshot. Fine, if you are maintaining switch case, you can take in within 1 screenshot. It is fine for me, but make sure example of encryption and example of a decryption must be there. Okay, so here this is in a crypto and this is in your thing. So now for every practicals you have to whatever the cipher that is available in a crypto, that's you have to take it. So that demo also maybe during the ciphers I can try to show you, like I have given you a Caesar cipher. So similarly you have to try to put, and you can put in your that word file. Okay, that is the it will be there. Yeah, you can change the key as you want. That is fine. Whatever the key that you want to change it, you can try to make it done. Okay, that's why you can try to put it. Okay. Okay, done. So any other queries from the students? Because otherwise I'm going to start creating the teams in both, and the deadline for the first practical, that is of introduction to the crypto. Second practical is study of the Caesar cipher. Okay, that's I'm going to create the things. I will check out if it is allowed 2 files to upload. If it is yes, then I will write down in instructions of your second practical onwards that you have to upload your one PDF file, and make sure always upload a PDF file, not a Word file. Convert in a PDF and then you have to upload. Okay, and then you have to upload source code also with that, so that we can try to verify from our ends. And that's every student have to upload in a given time. So that time we are going to check and we are going to put the marks according to practicals. That is the way to do. Okay, any question to any student if they want to ask? So I think you people know what is your generalized way, what is the generalized format, and what you people have to do it. Make sure there must be a references in all your practicals, okay? Because ultimately introduction part, that applications part, and that crypt analysis, somehow you have to make it managed by the sites or in your ways, okay? So you can take the reference of a books. Okay, for books, I think, do you people have any Badal and Jit copy available? Online copy?
No, sir.
Okay, then today is Friday. Okay, if by Monday you won't get any update, then I will put you something in chat. Okay, and then you can try to distribute to the class something.
Okay, sir.